Now, Mess of a Man is the latest single, and I think it speaks to the theme of the EP, being really honest. What inspired it?
Yeah, this was a friend going through some experiences. There was four of us riding on this track. And we'd written a few songs together, the four of us, and we kind of threw the idea of just creating something completely different to what we had been writing. So there is a tempo change in the song. In the chorus, it goes down tempo, which was just so interesting to me. I've never done that, never thought of doing that. And then one of the boys threw out a line, mess of a man. And it kind of became this kind of a heartbreak kind of song, which I have never really written about. So it was kind of nice to, in a way, put that in the mix because I find each song so different on this EP as well. So yeah, I guess it's kind of just that little bit of difference.
It goes down tempo, but then your vocal kicks up, I think, at the same time. So it's
Yes.
for you as a
Yeah.
singer to play with that.
Yeah, it kind of that's the thing with Idol, finding that range. And when we play it live with the band, we all just like look at each other and it's like, oh, this feels so good.
Now, another track that's on the back half of that EP is Back to You. And in it, you talk about searching for a feeling you thought you'd lost. You mentioned needing something, needing Jesus, needing anything to help. And I saw on your social media that recently you were baptized, and
Yes.
that's a commitment to faith or a recommitment to faith, at least. Have you always been a man of faith?
Yeah, I have. And I'd go to Sunday school with my nana, growing up, and then I'd go to church with my mum, and we'd have discussion about religion, from Buddhist to Islam to Christianity. I've always had this fascination with religion. And she passed away 10 years ago. So when that happened, I kind of just stopped going to church, stopped looking at anything like that. Like, why could that happen to me, or why could that happen to anyone? And then, yeah, over the past year and a half, I kind of went through a lot of different changes in myself and was quite down. Became back to reading the Bible just as a book that people have read for thousands of years. And yeah, I kind of came back to that and it made me feel not so alone and full of love and life once again. So it was just an incredible timing with going on the show and now coming into this full-time music role. It's been such a huge help. And I'd never push it down anyone's throat. It's something you've got to find yourself, but yeah, it really came back to me.
I think it's, yeah, what you're talking about there is an expansiveness of worldview. And I tend to think it's not a coincidence, therefore, that you've had these experiences this year, because as your worldview shifted and you opened yourself
Mm.
up to love or
Yeah.
and life, these other things came into that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's yeah, it's profound, really. And so I've always wanted to be baptized. And when mum passed away, I was like, oh, no way. But it just felt the right time to not be in any one single denomination or anything. And I just went back to my old hometown of Cronulla, asked a friend who's a minister if he was up for it to dunk me, and he was happy to dunk.
Yeah. And dumped you were. I also think sometimes music is an expression of faith. You know, it's faith in art,
Yeah.
it's faith in connection, it's faith in hope, and it's faith in the future in a lot of ways.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of my music talks a lot about faith, with songs that I've released in the past that not many people would probably pick up on as well. I kind of just put it in there cryptically throughout the years. And yeah, so Back to You was a big song to kind of have that release and acknowledgement, I guess.
So once the tour is done and the EP is out, are you even thinking ahead to what's beyond that? Is it just like, I'm just going to enjoy this moment and be present and go
No, always thinking.
right?
Always being present, but always thinking. Yeah, I'm never stop writing, never stop planning. Music is such a huge part of my life and I never want to stop touring, never want to stop writing, even if that's for other people or myself. But I just have such a big connection with music and I just wanted to keep the hitting the ground running.